All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Drawing the Lines, a Blerd Lines podcast production. And of course, you have your leader of the podcast, the CEO of Blerd Lines, the leader of all things Blerd, G Hove. And of course, we got starting from, I think he's the right of me or left of me. I don't know which one, but we also got recurring guests, second member of the Blerd Lines crew, Tooga, aka Mr. Terrence Leonard himself. Everybody give it up for Tooga. Woo! And last but not least, last time you saw this man, he was on the greatest comic book movie bracket show.
Yes.
But now he's an official Blerd Lines member. He's a part of the crew now. Of course, everybody, give it up for everyone's favorite member of We Too Deep, B. White.
That might be a true statement. It could be false. But no, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Thank you. Happy to be here.
All right.
Let's do this.
All right. B. White, welcome to the family, of course. We got to introduce you to Bird. Tooga met Bird 2 weeks ago when we did our Christmas show, and that was fun. By the way, audience, if you hadn't already, please make sure you do watch our Christmas episode. One of my favorite episodes I think we've done so far. Of course, remember to find that on the YouTube page. Of course, with some of our other episodes, like I said, everyone, we're coming with content, we're coming with heat, we're coming with fire. Also, look at our other episodes. Of course, we have the introduction episode with me and Tooga. Of course, like I said, we have the episode with me, Tooga, and B. White doing our favorite comic book movies, the bracket for that. Which, by the way, speaking of brackets, we are going to be doing more brackets on this show. That wasn't just a one-time thing. We're going to be doing a lot more brackets for a lot more different topics. So be on the lookout for that. And, of course, we did our George Floyd Black Lives Matter episode featuring Nate and Matt, who you will see on the channel again. And then, of course, we had my music episode, which introduced the world to Bird. And of course, like I said, me and Bird will be doing the Press Play podcast. We'll feature members of the Blerd Lines crew talking about their favorite albums. So with that being said, I'll start with UB White. What's happening, man? How was your Christmas?
It was good, man. Tiring, like always. Like most holidays are tiring around this time. You got that, regular holiday, like rush you're dealing with, last minute shopping, things of that sort. And then you got just end of year fatigue, period. So I've just been tired, to be honest, man. But thankful to be able to get through it. And, just looking forward to the new year, honestly.
All right. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. What about you, Tooga? How's everything going with you?
Pretty much the same thing. When you got kids, and mine's 6, so she's at that age like she just goes. So she got an electric scooter for Christmas, and so every day she's been like, "Can we go outside? Can we go outside?" And in yesterday, I let her we rode around the neighborhood, probably I walked about 2 miles, and she rode, and I just grabbed 2 beers, poured in a big cup, and I was just walking with this with this beer, and she was just going. So it was a good Christmas. Like I said, it was just tiring.
Yeah,
when you go to work and then trying to find all this Christmas stuff for the whole month and doing everything else. So by the time Sunday got here, I was just like, I was just through. So I did go to bed early last night, but other than that, everything's good. And just get myself prepared for my birthday in about 2 weeks. So
oh yeah, man, you ready for that?
Oh, Tooga's back.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. Nah, that's what's up, man. That's B White. How was Christmas for you and your daughter?
Brooke is getting more and more expensive now, but she wanted to got her some Beats headphones. She kept it pretty under the radar this Christmas. We went and spent it with my grandmother as always. But no, we had a great time. She kept the waypoint in the year at the end of July. So it's like you can just split the list up, like whatever you want for your birthday here, and then you'll get the rest for Christmas, however. So,
Okay.
but she's in electronics, and I actually love that because we meet on some common ground there, so that actually works.
Yeah.
I enjoy that a whole lot. So that's dope.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, for us in this house, so like I got my fiance. The biggest thing I got for her was when we went to see her family in Texas. We went to her old storage unit, and she had some old VHSs, some old home videos. And so I went to a place here in St. Pete and actually got them digitally converted to a USB drive. So, as she was
dope.
opening her presents, I was like, hey, I got one more thing to show you. And I turned on the TV, and she's like, oh, what, you ordered me a movie or something? I was like, you'll see. I go to the USB drive on the TV, and I start playing the video, and the video starts off with her, and she's like 3 years old, playing in her backyard at her grandparents' house. And then,
that's pretty dope.
Yeah, she got to see and it was good. She got to show Ramsey also, how she was when she was like 2-3 years old, and then
exactly,
yep. And then she got to see her grandmother who raised her grandfather who raised her, got to see them and everything like that. So she loved it. And then of course Ramsey, we got her a purple scooter, not electric like you two, but we did get her a purple scooter. And then
did a good job.
And then I got her a dollhouse that, oh my God, that shit took the longest to put together because a piece inside of it was broke. And I didn't realize it. And I'm like, why is this not coming together right? And then I just happened to look deeper in the box, saw the broken piece. I'm like, man, this is bullshit. So I was like, I told my fiance, I was like, you know what? I'm done. She just have an open looking dollhouse. She's not going to notice. And of course she didn't. She didn't. My daughter's 3 and she did not care. She walked in. She walked in Christmas morning. She's like, "Oh, I got a dollhouse," and just went straight to it. So I was like, "That's fine."
I remember those days of having to put those together and all those other toys. And so I'm like I said, I'm glad it's electronics now, stuff that I can easily set up and not have to worry about. So
same thing, just like Taryn didn't have from the most part. Taryn had a low key Christmas too. She only asked for 3 things, really. She got a Nintendo Switch, a trampoline, and the electric scooter.
And then Switches were kind of hard to find. It took me a couple months to find my Switch. Yeah. And it took a while. 4 or 5 months before I even started playing it. I like I said, I ordered the Switch, and then I didn't know what games I wanted to play or whatever. So now I've been knee deep in Animal Crossing now.
Oh my God, not you too.
That's what she wanted. She was like, I want Animal Crossing and Mario Kart. So
yeah, Mario Kart is those are the top 2 selling games for the Switch ever.
Yeah.
Are those 2 games. So
Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Nah, but it's those both have sold over I'm not sure if it was last year or just all together, but I saw something where they both were at 27 or 26 million copies sold.
That's crazy with Animal Crossing, because Animal Crossing came out right when the pandemic started. Right.
Exactly. And that's what's the craziest part about Animal Crossing is that New Horizon came right when the pandemic hit, and that's what got everybody through. That was the game of the year because of the pandemic. Otherwise, I don't know if it because you had your regular Animal Crossing heads that played the other games or whatever. But for newcomers, that's every time I looked up Switch games about anything, Animal Crossing was top of the list. Every single time. And so I was like, you know what?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what made it shot up there. Think about it, Mario Kart dropped when the Switch dropped. Mm-hmm. So that's been going for a few years to be at 27 million. And Animal Crossing, within a year did numbers like that. So the pandemic was, in some industries, streaming, for instance, streaming all together, whether it was video games, podcasts, whatever, streaming definitely took an increase as well. So
I know my fiance,
remember when everything,
she she's not a gamer at all, but it was she was like, hey, I kind of want this Animal Crossing, it seems fun. And we got it, I got it digitally through the Nintendo store, and that's all she played, I would say, for maybe a good 5 or 6 months. every single day. Like literally, like I remember when she got to that island, and I was like, she has a full house that like she's proud of. She shows me, she's like, hey, look at my new rocking chair that I just got, and this and that.
Yeah.
But please tell me though, Be White and Tooga, y'all got Smash Brothers, so I can have some people to play with.
No, see, and that's the thing I gotta get, and that's what I was asking you, what games to download, because I got some other joints, but Animal Crossing was the main ones. I got a bunch of stuff added to my wish list.
Yeah.
To where I need to buy another couple games anyways.
Yeah.
Like I said, just because like the Animal Crossing is just something just to pass the time. Like I was playing that right up before we got ready to record for this. Like that's what I was doing. Like just putting in like a couple hours on that. And so because I almost lost track of time. I stopped to get something to eat, and then that's when I saw y'all text about getting on here. So I almost forgot about it, to be honest.
No, I mean that happens because that happened with my fiance. Like she would like just be like, she'll start playing in the middle of the day, and then I go like, hey, what are we eating? She's like, what do you mean what are we eating? Like it's afternoon. It's like, no, it's like 7 o'clock. She's like, oh shit. I've been
yeah, you lose track.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get into Animal Crossing, but Smash Bros. I haven't downloaded yet, but I did put it on the wish list for Taryn. So I mean, next time I'll get it. But Christmas is just, it was just one of those things where like I didn't realize how much money I spent.
Oh yeah.
Until you start looking through that bank account, you're like, God.
Because like I said, with a switches are hard to 60 a pop. You got 20 for the yearly online access.
Yeah.
That's
their
one
games
thing
barely
that
go on
pissed me
discount
off.
too.
That's one thing that pissed me off when I opened up the game, and so I thought the game went inside. Like I didn't like really research it. So I opened up that she likes LOL. So I got this little LOL game. When I opened up and I saw that SD card, I'm like, I know good and damn well I didn't pay $60 for this shit.
Yeah.
That shit.
And then I forgot about having to buy a memory card. I forgot what size memory card I bought. I bought the biggest size memory card for mine. Just because everything I've bought thus far has been a download. Like I haven't.
So I got to do that for Taryn now because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna download a boatload of stuff just for me.
Yeah.
And just in general, but that pissed me off.
I will say this though, get if you get the online access thing they have, I think it's like what, $20 a month, something like that, $20 a year.
$20 a year.
But
okay,
you get the Super Nintendo and you get the Nintendo.
Oh yeah, and NES, like it's almost like little emulators, but they add certain games to them, and so it's like the old school Donkey Kongs, the old Mario's. Like that's what I really went crazy on before I even bought a game, was downloading those
the emulators,
and you can play online. So like you can play, if a game is 2 players, you can play against someone else online.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bet. So yeah, I'll do that next time.
So I take it no one got a PS5 or Xbox Series, huh?
Man, I'm waiting to probably like March when the second batch comes out and everyone gets over that initial craze of it. Just in general. And then I know me, like I wanted to get stuff done. I knew if I get that PS5, I won't get anything done because I know myself. Because when the pandemic first started, I haven't played, like, besides like YouTube and looking at Netflix and stuff, I haven't played my PS4 until the pandemic started, and then that's when I started playing 2K again.
Yeah.
And then I Call of Duty Warzone. I mean, just like I would start playing at like 11, 12 o'clock, and then next thing you know, it's like 7, 8 o'clock.
See, my thing with video games is the reason I don't rush to buy them is because I don't like my capacity to like actually game isn't that high anymore. So I'll maybe put in like 2 or 3 hours and then I'm done, where normally that could easily be 6-7 hours of gaming. So me rushing to get it, like it's like cool, but I'm not going to play it as much because when I get off, sometimes I just want to relax my brain and not necessarily put in 4 hours of gaming after work, and then your adrenaline still be up. I don't get to bed until 2. So it's just like it's I wasn't in a rush, but I will end up getting it, especially once they come out with more titles, because I'll be in the more one-player game anyway. So, like God of War, like games like that. Once they, as far as development went. Like that game was so
I heard
hyped,
that.
it bombed out. Like whenever you got PlayStation willing to give refunds even if you open the game
Right.
or download it or however.
That's not good.
Like
Yeah,
so
that's ain't
Yeah,
good.
my thing is too, like with that, I think the problem, and it was weird because it's hard to say somebody rushed to get something out when it took like 7 years to make. But I'll be honest with you, I think that game should have just been a PS5 or an Xbox Series strictly release. Like, no having this, fourth part, not having it for the PS4 or Xbox One, because then you run into this and it kind of sullies like I wanted to play the game until I heard about these bugs. Now I'm just like, I don't know if I really want to play this.
And that's what the thing about it. It's like trying to because originally it was supposed to be made for like the previous gen consoles, and then it got pushed because next gen came out, and I just don't think they understood how powerful those consoles are going to be, especially the PlayStation 5. I think they didn't really do their groundwork. They had a target date they were trying to hit, and they wanted to hit that date regardless. So it was just like Halo. Like I respect Bungie for pushing it. They said I want to say they pushed it a whole year almost, because
they did.
You gotta like games like that. You gotta get right. Like Cyberpunk, it was so much hype about it. Keanu Reeves is like the face of like just I don't know, just like manly shit. Like he the face of manly shit right now. So it's like and then he got the Matrix coming out, another John Wick coming out. So all of it played into that to where the hype for this game was like crazy.
On the same day of that, like both of them are dropping on the same day.
They were supposed to, but they
pushed it back.
The pandemic and everything. Yeah, and that's why I'm mad they did that, because I was looking forward to that Keanu day.
Yeah.
Listen, listen, straight double feature, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully theaters be back up and running. But no, like I think with me, like I do want the PS5. Don't get me wrong. I want the PS5. I'll even take the Xbox Series if I could. But then I don't know. I had this revelation the other day. Like all I play is sports games now. Like I barely play any other type of games anymore. And
I mean, I buy 3 games a year.
Yeah.
That's what
I was the opposite. I own sports games and Call of Duty. Like if I bought no title throughout the year, it would have been 9 times out of 10 it's Madden and it was Call of Duty. I would always buy those. Like 2K I fell off of because the basketball games, I don't know, like me being so in love with basketball, some of the stuff I get mad at the video game shit that happens.
That does.
So because I don't think that it's a video game. Like I expect it to happen how I supposed to happen. So
based on the animation and all that, like crazy
stuff like that throw me off. And that's why I've never been too good at sports games, because I don't know how to play into the glitches of certain games, like Madden with using the same play or whatever, where it's gonna work. I've never just been good at that type of stuff, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, I know. I remember because honestly, B White, I was kind of the opposite of you. Remember, I was all about like the adventure games and fighting games and stuff like that. That was my thing. And like I'll let y'all play Madden and 2K, and I don't know, over the last couple of years, I've been so hard. Like Tooga would tell you, he calls me, "Hey, what you doing?" Man, I'm here playing 2K, playing my team. Like I've sat here and I literally built out an entire like God Squad my team in 2K20. And
that shit pissed.
Look, don't get mad at my GOAT Squad, all right? My GOAT Squad was legit.
That shit used to make
what's so crazy
mad
about this right now?
What?
Is like being able to build a team. So back when I had Dreamcast, like I used to get so bored with 2K in the past. So what I would do is, and I loved like black and red. So, and I didn't, but I loved the Portland Trailblazers. So I would always, this is what I would do. I would like for a complete season, I would build out a team, but build all created players with me and my homie.
Yes.
So we were like,
everybody.
I was the guard. So I used to like average a triple double, whatever, and like break it down into quarters. And so like that, like now to see it come like forward to where like you can put together these teams, do whatever. It's just like, like we were in their pubescent years, and it's just weird. Like it's dope now though. I thought LeBron wasn't playing tonight.
Nah, no, they said the AD wasn't going to play, but then he said he ended up playing with that calf.
Hey,
That was
Tooga,
last night.
I think I lost
Oh.
I lost your camera. Okay, hold on. All right, you're back. Good. All right,
Okay.
but no.
All right, let's get on to.
Yeah, but I was telling Tooga about my Madden team for Ultimate Team and how that team looked. And
Who do you have on that team?
so my quarterback is an 89 rated Michael Vick
Damn.
with Lamar Jackson rated at 86 backing him up. I got running back. I got a 91 rated Eddie George with an 88 rated Mike Davis backing him up. My receiving core is ridiculous. I'm not even say the ratings. I'm just gonna say who's on it. Andre Johnson, CeeDee Lamb, Larry Fitzgerald, and Jerry Rice.
That's crazy.
And then my defense, oh my God, my cornerbacks. So I run like a 4 cornerback set. Patrick Peterson, Stephon Gilmore, Xavier Rhodes, and Dion.
What?
With Mika Fitzpatrick and Jabril Peppers as my safeties.
You must run a. What do you
A
gotta
dime.
run a
He's
hybrid.
running a dime.
Oh, I was about to say dime or hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My defensive line is who's my defensive
Or
line?
that 3-2-6.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy.
That's a hybrid set.
Yeah, I run a hybrid.
Is that a hybrid
Yeah, I run
set?
a hybrid. I mean it's crazy. I know I got like JJ Watt. Who else is on my line?
But
It's
it's
ridiculous.
crazy. You got the two perfect safeties to actually run that, because Jabril Peppers and Mika Fitzpatrick both can play linebacker. They can play corner.
Man, the stuff
safety.
they be doing in that game is freaking
Yeah.
ridiculous. And I'm just like, oh,
Shit, you might as well try and get Palomalu on that team while you're at it. He'd be perfect for
I'm
that.
trying, man. Like I get so deep into it because like I'll start my team off, my team be trash, and I'm like, man, I can't do this. And I'm like, okay, hold on, I can do this one game. I just be building the same thing with my team in 2K. Like my team was trash at the beginning of the year. For those who don't know, oh, by the way, if you haven't already, audience, if you
I
got,
don't know where to go.
he's still here. If you haven't already, audience, let me find it. Give me 1 second in my desk. Here we go. If you've been buying a lot of stuff from Sony, look up Sony Rewards, because through Sony Rewards, I got this for free.
Damn.
Yeah, like straight up, didn't have to pay a single thing because I had enough points. So that encouraged me to start my team again, and my team is actually looking pretty legit now. Like my starting lineup is all pink diamonds: AI, Pistol Pete, Devin Booker, Ernie Hayes, and Lanier from Detroit.
That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy.
Screw you. I'm high key hating.
Don't hate me.
I think when I'm gonna get the PlayStation is probably right before right in the summer, right before the new Madden and everything drop.
Yeah.
And before that whole new game season drop. Right. I think that's what I'm gonna go in on. And that way I'll get 3-4 games, and that way I can have a solid rotation, because that's what I did with the PlayStation. Like I played Watch Dogs, PlayStation 4, like when Watch Dogs came out, I was on that heavy.
Yeah.
I like that a good bit, to be honest. That was pretty dope game, but I'm not sure what I think they're supposed to be coming out with one for next gen, but that Watch Dogs game was pretty dope. Being able to hack and shit or whatever, that was
definitely. And I think I want to wait for the Pro, because that's what I got with the PS4. I got the Pro, and if the PS5 Pro is going to be like how the PS4 Pro was for the PS4, then that shit's going to be freaking ridiculous.
I mean, but do you think they're going to drop it? I mean, but like, do you really, like, how better can you make it? Like, it's already on
PC level, about on PC
that's
level.
What I'm saying. Yeah, that's saying it's like
it's still higher on
The
PC.
rumor, and this is just a rumor. The rumor is the processor that the PS4, the PS5 has PS5 Pro is supposed to have 2 of them. It's supposed to run better than the PC. It completely shit on the Xbox Series X.
If I mean, I just, like I said, Xbox. I just don't know if it's not as much hype about it, because all I've heard was everybody looking for PlayStation 5s, everybody going crazy with PlayStation 5s. I just don't know what Sony did better than Xbox marketing wise, because Xbox was like the staple at one point. It's like,
I don't
know. I guess it's like a community. Xbox is this thing, and then you got, PC players that, only gonna play PC style games, whatever. So I don't know. I guess
I think what they did was Xbox tried to focus on like making it like a one hub. Like it tried to do multiple things.
Mm-hmm.
Like instead of just focusing on the game in itself.
Right.
Like they tried to make it like a entertainment system in itself. Like you could connect it to, like it could be your DVR. They try to do too many things with it. So you're paying all this money and you're not using half the products in there. But the PS5, they just solely focused on the games in itself. That's what they focused on.
That did it too was the fact that you didn't have to play for PlayStation Network for a while is what got a lot of early like kids growing into PlayStation at that point, because parents wasn't trying to come up off of that, however much it was for Xbox Live, regardless of how whatever it gave you, like people just weren't doing it. And so by the time you grow into your PlayStation, now it's like the normal to pay for some online service.
Right.
You're so used to it.
I think also, so now also too is, if you think about it like this, the exclusives, like PlayStation kills it with the exclusives. Besides God of War and The Last of Us, you also have Spider-Man. I mean,
that Spider-Man was fire.
Everybody went crazy for that. That's the one thing with streamers where like most of them were hyped about PC streamers, like, or just game, because most of them stream on PC, but they bought PlayStations for exclusive titles. So because when Halo comes out, you're gonna see where a bunch of streamers are Halo they can play on PC, so they won't have to buy Xbox. And so that's one thing that helped PlayStation. That's what helped PlayStation sales, is because certain titles only ran on that, but streamers wanted to put out that content. So they all bought them and then probably ended up giving them away.
I mean, the new Final Fantasy VII remake, it's literally only on the PS4 for an entire year before they can go and put it on somewhere else.
Right. Yeah. And doing stuff like that helps helps just the gaming environment, or that console environment, period. Because like I said, there were already reports that the PlayStation 5 was outselling the Xbox Series X 2-1.
Well, not only that too, but it's a pretty console. Like, it's beautiful.
And everybody was kind of cracking on it, but it was like, and then when Xbox unveiled theirs, it was like, all right, the PlayStation 1 is better now.
Yeah.
Like, because everybody didn't know what Xbox is coming out with. But like I said, I don't mind I mean, if you got a PC set up, it's bigger than that. So it's like, like more performance, like you're gonna have to, nobody, like, I mean, you're not gaming with it like right there by your TV. Like, you probably got it down somewhere or somewhere away from you. So I don't think it's a big deal, honestly. But I do know that when I do get a PlayStation, I'm gonna buy the monitors for it early. Hopefully in the summer, if I can catch some on sale, I'm just gonna go ahead and get 2 monitors.
For that 144.
Just to get the higher frame rate, and just because I don't like playing on a actual big TV like that. It's just too much like ground to try to.
Or like the monitor. I was so used to playing with like on a 65-inch in the living room, but then I went and got a 32-inch ultra wide monitor, and it's so much smaller, and I can't play my game on anything else now.
And that's what I'm gonna get, like either 24-inch or 224s or 232s.
I was about to say, Fat Kid Deals actually got monitors for sale. If y'all haven't seen them yet.
Yeah, I follow him as well too, and so that's what I was waiting, because I just saw one that was actually for like $159, which I actually started to jump on. But if they give us $2,000 for these stimulus checks, I might go ahead and get those monitors and put on reserve for real, because that's what I'm. I'm gonna, you know, to where it's actually, you know, like I can focus on that and still maybe have a TV in the background or however. But I'm just gonna have a completely different gaming setup.
Yeah.
And
But the
that way,
way
if
I
I
want
want to go over to PC or whatever, then I could possibly do that as well
the
too.
way I want mine is you gotta follow this guy's is called your average consumer. It's this black guy. I think I think he's in like Seattle or whatever. But in his house, he did his pretty much his man cave, because you know they got basements over there and everything. But in his like basement or whatever, he has an L-shaped desk, charcoal gray, white background, and he has one section with his iMac, his iMac Pro or whatever for the video editing and everything, and then he has his like over to the right, he has his gaming PC with his double monitors and everything, and I think on his like pretty much his like man cave or whatever, not his man cave, but like across the room, he has his his couches and everything, and then he has his TV, and then that's when he has his PlayStation 5s and his Xbox at. And because he got millions, he got millions of subscribers, so they send him that stuff for free.
Lucky.
Yeah, of
When he
course.
tech reviews and everything. But the way he has it set up, that's the way I want mine. Like I want one section when I'm doing like the editing and all that stuff, and I do eventually want a gaming computer.
Yeah.
Just in general, I eventually do want a gaming. I want that section to itself, and then just my PlayStation. I just want just to play, just in general, just like over there. So someone comes over, we like just play Madden or whatever else, or 2K or something like that. That's how I want it. So if I stimulus check, I probably would reinvest it into. I'll probably get that like that iMac, the Mac Mini. I'll probably go more into like more podcasting equipment, and everything. That's how I'll probably use majority of that too. And then obviously put some away for savings and everything else, or pay something up or pay something off. But that's what I'll probably do with my stimulus.
Yeah, I know with me, I'll probably want to like, I think I want that Mac Mini too, because I got the monitor and it just like record off the Mac Mini and then like do my editing on the MacBook Pro. And then I don't know, man, like I do want like another monitor.
But even what they said, like when I was looking at the reviews on the Mac Mini with that M1 chip, the way they have it set up, like they compared it to like the 2020 iMac, the actual like the I forgot the name of the actual like the work desktop, the big huge one that costs like $2,500.
Yeah.
They were saying that has the Intel Core processors. In certain aspects of it, it processed like 4K videos 30 minutes, 15 minutes faster, because just that M1 chip in itself,
Mm-hmm.
it's using more. It's using more I can't remember how they said it.
Processing more with less now.
Pretty much in a sense, but everything is made for Apple. So like GarageBand, Final Cut Pro, everything else.
It's gonna be able to process all Apple's software faster, but using less pretty much PC power or whatever. To do it.
Right.
Yeah, they're pretty much running Apple's apps more efficiently. Pretty much.
All right.
Yeah. So that's what I want.
Power to PC.
Yeah, definitely. So just a couple of more news before we get to our main topics, our main segments for today or tonight. Don't want to keep the podcast going without saying rest in peace to John Huber, aka Brody Lee, or if you knew him from WWE, Luke Harper. He died tragically this past Saturday. And just hearing, and I know you're probably not a huge wrestling fan, but like me and Tooga are. But I'll just say, I could already tell, seeing some of the stuff from like Up, Down, Down, that he was just a cool guy to be around. Like just how fun he was. And then you hear the stories, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever heard or seen a wrestler like pass away, and to just hear the outpouring of great stories about how great this person was. I've never seen anything like it. What about you, Tooga?
haven't. When you told me, and I was sitting there, I was like, wait a minute, what? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it was so shocking because you didn't hear anything. You just like last thing you heard for that, he had like a little ankle injury, and he was out for a while. And just like we were talking about earlier, I think I don't know what happened. They said he had lung disease.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if he just like he was just injured and he went to the doctor and they noticed something or whatever scans or blood work that they did. Maybe they detected it, and I'm not sure. I'm not trying to speculate or trying to put rumors out there like that, but it was just shocking because you didn't. It came out of nowhere,
right? Nah, and like his wife said, his wife put out a passionate, very nice, very heartfelt message the night he died. She said it was a lung disease. It was non-COVID though, so it wasn't COVID that killed him. But I mean, it's just it's crazy, and our thoughts and prayers go out to his family, to all his friends and all the fans he had around the world. In other news going on, it might suck to be Dwayne Haskins right now.
Nah, man. Dwayne he brought that upon himself, man. Like, you don't go out and play horribly on Sunday and then end up in the strip club maskless, like, having a good time. It's like, maybe in other circumstances, other times, but not right now. Like, it's too hot. Like, your team's still technically, like, season,
all they have to do is win.
All they got to do is win. They're in the playoffs.
Yeah. And so it's like you're hurting those chances. You play horribly and all of this stuff. Like, honestly, like, just judge him as a football player. I was surprised he went that high at 15 anyways. Like, coming out, I didn't see nothing at Ohio State to where it said first round pick. And so when it was all this talk about Dwayne Haskins should have been higher, it's just like, I don't see it. Like, falling in love with somebody at the combine, like, they learned that lesson with Jamarcus Russell, I think, and a lot of these other quarterbacks that are good in the combine, but when it's like real, like, look at it, Mitchell Trubisky, like, they fell in love with him because of his measurables, and
then you passed up
on a blank slate, but you pass on Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson.
Right,
you draft either one of those and still make that move that you made, which you got Khalil Mack prior to the draft. And if you so you went into that draft with Khalil Mack, if I'm not mistaken, or they might have got him. No, they got him right before the
season. But still,
So it's like, you still make that move and you draft either one of those quarterbacks. You win that year. They went 12-4, and it was on the foot of the kicker. All of those games would have never came down to the kicker that they lost, because you got quarterbacks that could actually do the deed.
But the crazy thing about it is the Chicago traded up one spot from San Francisco, and San Francisco got draft picks like in the
they gave up extra draft picks. They gave up a second that year or something crazy.
Yeah, and then so future San Francisco got like, I think, 1 or 2 extra picks. They only traded down one spot and got the same player that they originally wanted.
Right,
like, it didn't make sense.
They tricked them and had them thinking that, because they didn't have Garoppolo yet. Did they?
No, they did.
They got him.
They had Garoppolo.
Yeah, they had Garoppolo.
No, they got Garoppolo.
Yeah, they had Garoppolo.
No, so when did they get Garoppolo? Before that draft?
Before that draft, but remember, he got hurt.
He was free agent.
He got hurt.
No, he was a free agent, and they got him that summer.
No, the Patriots traded him there.
Yeah,
he got traded for like a third round.
Yeah. But remember, he got hurt. He got hurt. Like, he played like 2 or 3 games, and then he got hurt. But they were like, "Yeah, he's our future." It made no sense for Chicago to get Mitchell Trubisky. No sense at all.
And see, that was the thing. I think San Francisco was playing them and saying that somebody else wanted to trade up, because, like I said, you don't leave Deshaun Watson, and Deshaun Watson showed you enough in the 2 championship games he played against Alabama.
I was just about to say that,
because all of those people on defense are starters in the NFL.
Yeah,
like, in all levels of the defense, defensive line, linebacker.
He played against pros in those 2 games.
Yeah,
and he ate Nick Saban alive almost for 1,000 total yards in those games. And the last one he won it. So it's like, and they were a possession away from winning it the first. So it's like even this year, even though they were horrible, they were in a few of those games. Like, to be honest. So it's like, I really hope that Houston can hire Eric Bieniemy from the Chiefs and bring in Louis Riddick as their GM, because I think that'll be a great restart for them. You get a black quarterback with a black coach as well as a black GM, and I guarantee you Houston will be competing quick. Because Jacksonville, listen, Jacksonville got all the pieces. They draft Trevor Lawrence this year.
Well, Jacksonville going to be a problem next year.
No, this is what pisses me off. The Jets, you have one job. Your one job was just to lose out, and you won one game, and then all of a sudden now you're like, Adam Gase needs to be fired. Like, I don't know why he still has a job. If we get rid of him, I'm a Dolphins fan. If we get rid of him, what does that say about Adam Gase in itself?
Nah, y'all should be happy y'all got Brian Flores though. Like,
listen, I'm happy. No, I'm happy.
I think y'all are gonna take. I think y'all might. I really, honestly, if Jacksonville is smart, they keep that number 1 pick. But if I'm Miami, I'm leveraging. I'm giving them this 3rd round pick this year, and I give you a couple future first round picks. I even trade you Tua because I want to trade up the number 1 to get Trevor Lawrence. Because they got the number 1.
I have no problem with that. I don't have no problem with
that. But Jacksonville ain't gonna do it. If Jacksonville's smart, they hold on to that number 1 pick and they don't let them off that.
No. They've already said, like, the city of Jacksonville has already tweeted saying, "Welcome Trevor Lawrence. Welcome."
Yeah. So Jacksonville, like I said, he that's gonna do a lot for Jacksonville, like the surrounding areas of Jacksonville too, because I think that's going to bring a lot of publicity there. Hopefully, figure out to get a TV deal with a player like that, where they get more prime time games.
Yep.
And that'll help. Like I said, that'll help a lot with the community and everything. So that'll be interesting. But
your boy Trevor Lawrence is going to be on AEW too. I hope you're ready for that. The other group of people I don't want to be right now is the LA Clippers, who got dropped off by 51 to the Dallas Mavericks at home.
Score was 77-27.
Listen, man.
Look, they were down.
Everybody listen. The only reason people are believing so much is, all right. Let's debunk this Kawhi Leonard thing real fast. Everybody put him on that pedestal, like after the Toronto run, where he had one of the luckiest shots in playoff history, where the Sixers easily could have been in the finals.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you get to the finals and you catch two more breaks. You get Kevin Durant going back down, and then you get Klay Thompson, who was Game 6 Klay on his way, like he had 30-3 on his way to probably 60. You never know. And then he tore his ACL in that game.
Yeah.
So it's like, Kawhi, you caught a lot of breaks, and then he got put on this pedestal where they're mentioning Jordan and all of this stuff, and I'm like, yo, what?
But he never was like the star player. Like his 2 rings in San Antonio,
one ring.
He was never the star player.
He only got 1 ring in San Antonio.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he only got 1. They went twice, but that's
right.
Maybe that's a reality shot.
He never was the driving. I mean, he was a driving force, but he was not like the star. He never had to. He never had to put the burden. Yeah, he never put the burden on his back. And granted, I know a lot of people don't like LeBron. A lot of people say, but it's like to go to 9 straight finals.
Yeah, it was
like
that takes alone, but a lot of it is a lot of it with LeBron was the teams he took. Like, it was in the East, but like. It was some pretty bad teams he drugged to the finals to get.
Not only that, but I'll say this too: if LeBron wasn't playing those Warriors teams, he would have won those finals. I mean, because I don't think those other teams would have beaten him.
He proved it. He said, "If you give me a little bit of help, I'm going to win." And we saw that when Kyrie and Kevin Love was there. They were down 3-1, and they came back. Granted, okay, you can make a case for the technical foul and everything else, but you still was down 3-1. The greatest Steph was, the greatest Clay was, team was such a team player. One game, you could have got one game.
The thing
for
with
the
that
Warriors.
though, is, and a lot of stuff that works in the regular season gets shut down in the playoffs
Yeah.
because the pace isn't there. And so a lot of Golden State style is, if you get rough with them, then that's just it. You throw them off. And so that's what they did. I mean, that's why you go get a player like KD, because he can when it's crunch time, he's that one-on-one player. And that's what the Warriors honestly like. If they didn't even really need Kevin Durant for that.
They didn't need somebody like Jamal Crawford or someone like that.
Exactly. Somebody that can just get a bucket when the clock's running down late. Like, that's all they really needed. They never really had that because, like I said, what Steph is, a lot of his game is predicated on moving around. Like, he does a lot of stuff off the ball.
Right.
And so that's why Draymond, those first few years when they got on, was putting up so many triple doubles or damn near averaging 10 assists, because he's the point forward in that offense. All he's doing is looking to pass anyway.
Right.
And so, like, a lot of that offense, like I said, was tailored to that. You get into the playoffs to where it's like, all right, we switch every screen, like now, and then we get physical.
And the refs aren't calling as much calls. They let them play a little bit more.
Yeah, they let play, so getting physical. They're switching everything. So now it's like, and then you don't really have a half court set really, because you're a pace team. You run up and down the court all night.
Right.
And so once that slows down, that plays into LeBron and Kyrie's favor because they can play in the half court.
Yep.
And so once you let LeBron start dictating tempo, then it's over. Like, you're out of the game. If you fuck around and let LeBron get like a 10-point lead, and if he has a bench that is capable, that's why I'm glad the Lakers went out and did what they did, because last year LeBron go to the bench, it got ugly for the Lakers last year. And I hated that. But now it's like, please, LeBron.
You add two of the top two players for sixth man of the year. You add Montrezl Harrell, you add Schroeder. You picked up Wes Matthews, who can hit an open jump shot, and he plays a little bit better D than Danny Green.
A little bit more physical.
Yeah, and then you make up for the big body with 3-point shots and a big body with Marc Gasol.
Yeah.
But to see the thing with Marc Gasol is he may not be as athletic, and I looked at that, but watching the game last night, like, Marc Gasol can pass, and so that, like I said, that helps with on the offensive side, because now LeBron doesn't necessarily have to do anything, or when LeBron is out of the game, we still got facilitators.
Right.
So when you bring him up to the top of the key, he catches it in the high. When he catches in the high post, he can turn around. Yep.
You still got Caruso that can initiate. Like I said, so now, like, it's just different. Like, you got a lot of facilitators, like a lot of high IQ players on the court now. So that's why you see us, like, it's going to be nights where LeBron going to be able to take, he may play halfway through the fourth quarter or something and take the rest off, or maybe not play any fourth quarters, because we're a deep team with the way THT was playing in preseason. Like, we could go 10-11 deep like we did on opening night, and and still be able to play with good ball. So I think the pressure on that comes in the playoffs, when you got to shrink that lineup down to 8, maybe 9.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we rolling with. But
honestly,
either way,
I think the Lakers are built to win rings, and I don't know any other team in the West that's legit built to go to the finals. I mean, can y'all think of any?
Everybody keeps saying the Clippers, but like I said, I think the thing with the Clippers is their whole thing is they only want to play the Lakers.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's like that playing your competition type thing. Like, you will always lose that game because you gonna always sleep on people. Like, how you that good and you up 3-1 against Denver, some young kids that really ain't that tenured.
Not only that, already went 7 games against Utah. Because I'll be honest with you, if Denver didn't beat
3-1, came back from 3-1
if Denver didn't beat Utah probably would have beat out the Clippers too.
And see,
y'all forgot about Dallas. Gave them trouble too.
And see, I think the Clippers would have had a better chance against Utah, only because their big man isn't that offensive gifted. Like, he would have banged the boards, but they would have just fouled him. He would have got to the free throw line, and so it would have ended up working out. But with Jokic being able to dribble, pass, shoot, like, and you having you're gonna get work on the Clippers from they made last year even worse when they let Trez walk to the Lakers of all teams and for the mid-level exception, and then you sign Luke Kennard for 4 years, $64 million. Nope, that's egregious. You signed Serge Ibaka for the mid-level exception. That was good, but you still could have brought back Montrez.
Yeah,
like if you keep Montrez on your bench, bring Serge off as your starting center, starting power forward or whatever, then now you're looking at something different. But like I said, they claimed that Trez for wanting to hold people accountable was a problem. So
you know what though? He's on a team where your main guy has no problem holding not only people accountable, himself accountable.
Right.
Yeah.
So they brought that upon themselves.
Let's be honest about something here too. Maybe Paul George isn't as good as he claims he is. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Oh, you mean Pandemic Pete?
Listen, man, and see, and that's the thing. Like Paul George, I just think he was just doing too much talking. Like at some point, you just gotta just shut up and go out there and do it. Like we done heard you talk. Like at this point, every time you say something, it ends up being a lie. Oh, I'm here to stay in OKC, and we want to bring championships here. And then you go on in a year, telling the Pacers the same thing, and it's like it's always everybody else's fault but his,
right?
Seemingly. So it's like, dude, like nah, like. You know, like you just gotta play better basketball. Like you back with your training on, like cool.
The show out of the backboard and whatnot. Like, come on, man, you just don't be doing that.
I think also too.
That's the thing. Oh, that's the thing that some people get misconstrued about like LeBron. LeBron always had this pressure on him, and he always performed. It's very few that have come out at such a high level and lived up to it. Very few. Lots came under the radar, but LeBron has probably had the most hype coming out. I think maybe Luka now, but not on the scale of LeBron.
I wouldn't even say Luka. I don't know anyone who had. Do you know what? I tell you about it. Maybe the one person I know.
Probably Zion.
Zion now.
I could say Zion.
I think maybe before LeBron, maybe Shaq. Shaq had a lot of hype coming out.
See, the thing that helped LeBron was the heightening internet age in videos and playing on TV, high school games on TV. Like many high school games weren't broadcast on TV prior to 2003.
I mean, he's on ESPN.
That did help him, but that did add to his backlash that he got. Because you got to think about it, nobody else got that, so they made it seem like.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
that, but not only that, but you also had NBA players. Like I remember Iverson and all of them would show up at his games, and you didn't hear about that growing up from other players in high school. Like showing up to a high school gym to go watch him play.
He was writing in the back of the Slam magazine. Like I used to get by the Slam magazine. I used to read in the back. He was always in the back of the Slam magazine. And then like remember him and Sebastian Telfair was on it.
That was because Sebastian Telfair got drafted a year before.
It was
no, LeBron got drafted.
LeBron got drafted in 2003. Sebastian Telfair got drafted in 2004.
No,
he was always a year behind LeBron.
No, I think Sebastian Telfair got drafted. No, it was DeJuan Wagner.
Yeah, DeJuan Wagner got drafted before LeBron.
That scored the what was it, 100 points in high school or something like that?
Yeah, and then it was a story that when he was in Cleveland, they was like, oh, you drafted LeBron to give me some help. It was like, no, they drafted LeBron and you about to get shipped up out of here.
But I mean, it's crazy. I mean, honestly, like I said, I think the Lakers are going to be the team to represent the West in the finals. And if I had to choose the East, I think the sexy pick right now is the Nets with Kyrie and KD.
Was it Dinwiddie?
Spencer
Dinwiddie,
Dinwiddie. He got a partial torn ACL, so he's done for the year.
Out for the year. But
that was a big loss.
I mean, still though, like if I put them against everyone else, Miami still makes noise. Miami didn't lose anything.
It's tough and gritty. Like they're gonna compete.
They don't have nothing.
And you can't.
They don't have no answer. They don't have.
See, that's the thing though. Like KD was only ever unbeatable when he was with Steph in them. Like, let's not forget that now. Like that was the only time he was.
No. I agree with you on that one. He was unbeatable with them, but I just don't feel that Miami.
All you gotta do is make it tough. KD is too tall to dribble so much, and that
I was about to say, yeah.
That makes it tough.
Chris Paul used to give him fits.
Sit there and pound the rock. And so with that is like you got to get into quick movements, and knowing that Bam would be able to guard him well enough. Like I said, you can send the help wherever you need to. Bam is fluid enough, I think, to be able to guard him. And that's the same thing I said. If Brooklyn come to if LA and Brooklyn meet, I guarantee with the way AD guarded Jimmy Butler, AD would play a lot of KD.
Oh yeah, that's the thing too. I don't know what answer you got for AD for Anthony Davis. I don't know what answer you got for him.
I think LeBron can still guard him and get body him up, but now it's like you got options towards him because now you got the Morris twin that can make it a little bit tough and bang with him. So now it's like I said, because that's one thing I loved about the Lakers team last year is we were so big with JaVale McGee and Dwight. I still feel like we need to go out and get. I think before the trade deadline, we will go out and get another big, just to have like a big that's just like I call them big dummies, like no disrespect, but just jump and block everything. Like that's
just make it difficult.
Make it difficult.
Make it difficult.
Athletic big because Marc Gasol, like it's gonna be times where you're gonna need that type of big, and I can get us not putting too much into a big because. When we played Portland, we took the bigs off the court damn near. Houston took the bigs off the court. So we went small a lot. So and majority of the teams, like, and our small ball lineup is still big. Like Anthony Davis at the 5, it still did work. Right. So I mean, like I said, I just like our versatility in our entire roster. Because we're tall. Like it's cool 6'9", LeBron 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" with AD, like we're tall.